Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with...
Here now, in this game, one goal, one team. Fight for that possession, gotta act fast. Another shot, another pass. The city comes to life and they got something to say. Come on, let's go. I feel devotion.
Looking to announce himself for the EuroLeague scene.
Oh, what a pretty play. Oh, what a play!
Oh, big time finish.
Oh, my goodness me. Oh, oh, oh.
They play with really high speed, you know, they execute very fast. It's everybody knows his role, and at the same time, coach did an excellent job this season. So it's a demanding game.
Their strength is for sure that they get to the free throw line. Their strength is for sure that they draw a lot of fouls. You know, so keeping people in front, showing fingers, not getting unnecessary fouls, you know, will be very important in this game.
Take the baseline out.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with
Here now, in this game, one goal, one team. Fight for that possession, gotta act fast. Another shot, another pass. The city comes to life and they got something to say. Come on. devotion.
Looking to announce himself on the EuroLeague scene.
Oh, what a pretty play. Oh, what a play!
Oh, big time finish.
Oh, my goodness me.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to Lithuania. And we are in Kaunas. The Zalgiris Arena is the home of Zalgiris Kaunas. As anybody who watches this game knows regularly, it's a loud cauldron when it's full. These days, of course, it is not full. Olympiacos, Piraeus are the visitors today, knowing that it's been a while since they've picked up a win in this arena. Is tonight going to be the night for a team that also had to travel on Tuesday as well. They went to France, got a win against Asvel, but that one went to overtime. Two teams that are both on the right side of the line in terms of the race for the playoffs. And Yorgos Bartzokas, the Olympiacos head coach, very aware of the strengths and the threats that are posed by Zalgiris Kaunas. Here's the thoughts of the Olympiacos head coach.
They play with really high speed, they execute very fast. It's everybody knows his role, and at the same time, coach did an excellent job this season. So it's a demanding game.
Yes, it's a tough game between two teams with identical records after 20 games. It's one of those that you think the winner of this one could be moving on to a playoff place, while the loser could end up with a bit of a dogfight. And it's a game that is way too close to call. These two look so evenly matched in so many areas as well. It will be a case of which team can impose its style of play on their rival. Martin Schiller, the Zalgiris Kaunas coach, knows all about Olympiacos. He's a man who always does his homework.
Their strength is for sure that they get to the free throw line. Their strength is for sure that they draw a lot of fouls. So keeping people in front, showing fingers, not getting unnecessary fouls, will be very important in this game.
So the two coaches have had their say. And pretty soon it'll be down to the players. It's round 21 in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague regular season. 11-9 Zalgiris entertaining 11-9 Olympiacos at the Zalgiris Arena. Well, we're getting down to the business end of things, aren't we, as we look at what's happened already in round 21, and lots and lots of home cooking yesterday. CSKA entertaining Fenerbahce in play at the moment. CSKA, Zalgiris, Crvena Zvezda and Baskonia will be hoping that the home advantage continues in round 21. A look at the standings. Well, it's all about that top 8 finish. Zalgiris and Olympiacos on the right side of the line. The winner will stay there. The loser may drop because Anadolu Efes and Valencia also on 11-10. And if Fenerbahce can get a win at CSKA tonight, they'll move to 11-10 as well. Very congested around the line. Some of the key players to watch out for. Hassan Martin. Nobody is shooting more efficiently from up close. 75% two-point shooter. Joint top of the competition, Hassan Martin. Leads the way for a team that is always very good up close. Vasilis Spanoulis, what can you say about him? Player of the decade, the all-time point scorer, the all-time assist leader in the competition. His 20th game against Zalgiris tonight. And the man who's on fire at the moment, and the man who is the heartbeat, the head of the snake, as Martin Schiller referred to him, Kostas Sloukas, has at least 5 assists in his last 6 games and has been putting up some gaudy numbers this season. 12 points per game, 6.2 assists per game. That's 5th in the competition, and a very, very capable 3-point shooter as well. For Zalgiris, well, it's been a breakout season for young rockers. Jokubaitis, his 3rd EuroLeague campaign, and his game-winning free throws proved crucial in round 1 when they won by a point in Piraeus. That young man kept his nerve. Augustin Rubin, of course, was playing for Olympiacos a season ago. So he knows most of the guys on the other side tonight very well. They know him, of course. And they'll all know about Geoffrey Lauvergne, who got 13 points against Olympiacos in round 1 and then topped that with 29 points in round 18 versus Himki. That was a career game for him. And he is a man that can not only bring points, but can bring plenty of action in the paint at both ends. A look at the numbers for Lauvergne: 11 points per game and 5.4 rebounds. Can dish out the assists as well. Has had 5 assists in a game twice already this season. So Lauvergne is more than just a rebounder. Well, if it comes down to a shootout, Piraeus Grigonis and Shaq McKissic will be two of the gunslingers to watch. Grigonis having such a stellar season for Zalgiris, putting up some very, very healthy numbers as well. McKissic's numbers, though, he's coming off a career high, 23 points on Tuesday, and he's had double figures in 3 straight games as well. But Grigonis so much more deadly in terms of three-point shooting and from the stripe as well. So that's some of the players to keep an eye out for today. What a pleasure it is to see this man. We've actually got 2 of the all-time legends playing in this game. Bartzokas knows all about the roster because he's been without Kostas Papanikolaou for the last 5 games, and you can make that 6. Alexandros Nikolaidis is elevated to the active roster. He'll be hoping to make his first appearance of the season. But in addition to Papanikolaou, who's missing now his 6th game with a back problem, Yanoulis Larintzakis, the shooting guard, has also stayed behind. Other than that, Bartzokas, who coached Olympiacos to a EuroLeague title back in 2012-2013. There's a full-strength squad to deal with. For Zalgiris, young Marek Blazovic tested positive, so he is out. And the long-term absentees are Patricio Carino and Steve Fasturia. Martin Schiller has decided that he will go with just 11 today. Gyrolis Lukashunas also elevated to the roster tonight. What a job this man has done already in his EuroLeague debut season. So, and a lot of plaudits. Well, if this game is won up close, that's an Olympiacos strength. If it's won on the outside, that's the Zalgiris strength. The virtual fans are in the house. As anybody who's ever seen a Zalgiris game under normal circumstances, there are few louder and more passionate arenas than this when it's full. And of course, it's not full today, and we have no idea when we will be returning to normal. Olympiacos will come into this one thinking, well, we're due a win here. They've lost their last 5 in this building. In fact, their last victory came as long ago as December 2016. Spanoulis there playing his 20th game against Zalgiris today. What a career. And on the other side, Piraeus and Kaunas. Those 2 legends of this competition. Nobody has more rebounds. Nobody has played more games than Yankunas. Nobody has scored more points, and nobody has dished out more assists than Spanoulis. And between them, over 500 starts in this competition. These days, both used from the bench. There really is still that core of the quality, even with Kostas Papanikolaou missing, Spanoulis, Sloukas, and Yurios Printezis. Between them, have won 8 EuroLeague titles. Of course, they've all been winners with Olympiacos under that man. That still remains the core of the team. And all 3 are still operating at a very, very high level indeed. Well, this Zalgiris team has been playing in streaks this season. They went off red hot. 4 wins. Then they went on a streak of 6 losses. After that, a streak of 6 wins. They've started another streak, having lost their last 2. Both of those on the road in Russia against CSKA and Zenit, as Thomas Walkup leads the rest of the Zalgiris players out for their warm-ups. But if you want another streak, Zalgiris have won 4 straight at home in a season where, as every coach has probably already said, home court advantage is very much a minimal impact this season. But Zalgiris, certainly in recent rounds, there's Piraeus and Kaunas, have made the most of playing in their own backyard. Can they make it 5 straight at home? Can they make it 6 wins in a row against Olympiacos here? And more importantly, can they stop the current losing streak of 2 and get back on winning ways with tricky games to come as well for Zalgiris, who will have 4 out of their next 5 on the road, and all 4 of those games in Spain as well. Well, they've only met the once, of course, with Martin Schiller in his debut season, and that was right on opening day when Zalgiris were double digits down late in the 3rd and came back to win it in the last few seconds, 68-67. Yeah, the numbers really are interesting. Zalgiris, such a strong 2-point shooter, 3-point shooter, excuse me. Olympiacos, the 2-point shooters. Very efficient shooters all around. Zalgiris, though, they don't do much in the way of blocks, whereas Olympiacos are very good blockers. Then again, you look at the free throws. Zalgiris top of the table there. The 2 teams have been knocking on the playoff door pretty much all season long. The loser in this one could find themselves on the wrong side of the line when the dust has settled at the end of this round. Aaron Harrison, Kostas Sloukas, the defensive-minded Charles Jenkins, Livio Jean-Charles and Octavius Ellis. Starting 5 for Olympiacos. Like I said, Martin Ellis, highly efficient up close. Both those 2 guys shooting so well. It's Walkup and Melaknis, the 3-point specialist, Marius Grigonis, Nigel Hayes and Geoffrey Lauvergne. The starting 5 today for Martin Schiller. Well, the ball's on the plinth. And officiating crew looks like they're ready for action. Yep. Game number 230 and game 197 consecutively for Arturas Melaknis. Very much the Iron Man of the EuroLeague these days. It is the longest current streak. Could crack a very high number as well today, Melaknis. If he does knock down 4 3-pointers, that'll take him to 400 for his career. Top 10 all-time 3-point shooter, Melaknis. Our officiating crew today is led by Daniel Yerzuelo. He's out. But the players are out. Which means the countdown to this round 21 game is well and truly on now. One of the jobs for Olympiacos, of course, contain Marius Grigonis. That assignment, I'm sure, will be handed to Charles Jenkins, who's such a good defensive player. So the ball's off the plinth. That means we are now just seconds away. And I think this is potentially one of those pivotal games in the season for these 2 teams. The winner of this one will remain well on course for the playoffs. The loser will be in a dogfight. It looks like that's going to be a battle that goes right down to the wire. It's so congested. Teams like Real Madrid must be looking over their shoulders at the moment, because there's so many contenders still very much alive in the battle for the postseason, and these 2 are in the thick of it as well. Round 21 then. Underway with a false start. Out we go. Zalgiris in the white with the green trim. Olympiacos, the visitors today, looking for their first win in a while. The series lead is held by Olympiacos, 13-12. And as I say, Zalgiris have won 5 in a row at home and 6 out the last 7. And Melaknis will look to try and go to work. And fires a blank there. Melaknis tends to shoot a lot more three-pointers than close-up stuff. So let's see how they can respond. Harrison out to Slukas, who will be the dynamo for this team. Harrison makes a move, then sends it back outside. This is nice movement. Do they get some end product? No, they don't. Well, that was the Frenchman Livio Jean-Charles, the former Malaga and Asvel man. Taking one on. But it wouldn't have counted anyway. Lauvergne to Melaknis, and this is where he does do some work, but that one rattles the rim and comes out. Slukas, a 3-time EuroLeague champion with Olympiacos twice, and with Fenerbahce back in 2017. Taking it back from Jean-Charles. Slukas this time finds Jenkins, who sends it back. Now into the corner it goes for Harrison. A lovely little move to get past Melaknis, and can he finish? No, he can't. Comes up with an air ball collected by Nigel Hayes, who immediately then feeds Marius Grigonis, who is given a little bump by Octavius Ellis. Well, the key for Olympiacos, one of the keys today certainly, keep this man quiet. That's one way to do it, but they can't be doing that all game long. The inbound, and Melaknis sneaked in this time. They didn't see him, so up close, banked 2 from Arturas Melaknis. It's the first score of this game. Minute and a half gone. Here is Slukas again. Slukas can't get past Lauvergne. Jenkins fires it outside to Harrison, who will take this one on, rattles the rim, but Harrison, great hustle there to get there in front of Melaknis. A 3-point effort will come in. Slukas this time rattles the rim. There is a whistle. Well, great work from Aaron Harrison there to just keep this alive. And meanwhile, off the foul, the inbound, Slukas. Oh, and that's Grigonis just getting a hand in there. Harrison, outside it goes again to Slukas for the string 3. Slukas, such a good 3-point shooter. He and Sasha Vezenkov, the big dangers on this Olympiacos squad. Now Grigonis again, drawing the foul, and they're going to try and play him physical, and it's Octavius Ellis again. Now, that's 2 quick ones for Ellis. So that means he will have to check out. That's a straight switch up. Hassan Martin comes in. Those two have worked so well in tandem. Both in the top 8 in terms of 2-point shooting percentage. Hugely efficient. And that goes out to Hayes. Hayes with the bounce pass to Lauvergne. Lauvergne got to move quickly. There is a whistle. Yeah, Lauvergne was virtually unplayable against Himki when he racked up those 29 points. And he's certainly made a nuisance of himself there. But to no avail. Jean-Charles off to Slukas. Slukas fires that. Jenkins will take one on, nothing doing. Melaknis will collect. Walkup will bring it away. So Two defenses very much on top at the moment. That's a nice little pass. Not sure that Lauvergne was necessarily expecting it, but he's adjusted well. Grigonis will take a 3-on from the wing, and just like that, the Zalgiris three-point danger man shows what he can do. Well, Marius Grigonis is not a 50% three-point shooter by accident. Jenkins, Jean-Charles with the bounce pass to Martin. This is where he can be so deadly, but he misses there. And Grigonis turns on the Jets. But Slukas watched him all the way, and Lauvergne with a mid-range too says, hey, I can work away from the rim if I need to as well. So 3.5 minutes played. Olympiacos restricted to that one Slukas triple thus far. Here he is again. Has to thread that inside, and that's not going to work. Grigonis will bring this one away. Jenkins there to try and break it up, but there was a whistle. Well, that's what Jenkins will do, though. Always comes up with a lot of steals, always makes big defensive plays. To take the fouls that come along every once in a while. Walkup. Slukas in front of him. Hayes, Grigonis, Jean-Charles closes him down straight away. Grigonis still working it. Melaknis takes it to the baseline, flips it back out. Here it goes to Walkup for a 3 from the wing. Brilliant play. Absolutely stunning passing there from Zalgiris. And they got Walkup set, and Walkup said, hey, I'll take that, thank you very much. Useful little early lead being built up by the home side here. Let's see what Olympiacos can do by way of a response with Slukas back to Harrison. Harrison taking on Melaknis, drawing the foul. Well, that's a couple of times Harrison has got the better of Melaknis already in this first quarter. Nicely taken by the one-time University of Kentucky star. Let's see if he can tackle the and one. As I say, Olympiacos across the board, not great free throw shooters, but nothing wrong with that from Harrison. And that turns out to be a 3-point play for Yorgos Bartzokas. Nigel Hayes will sit down for Zalgiris. In comes Piraeus Yankunis in his 362nd game in this competition tonight. The vast majority of them with Zalgiris, of course. Grigonis. Yankunis will look to take a triple on and strings it off the bench and onto the stat sheet. As easy as you like for Piraeus Yankunis. Well, if the three-point stuff drops consistently for Zalgiris, they will be in a very, very strong position here. Because that is such a big, big part of their game. At the moment, defensively, they're locking the door on Slukas. He'll have to take this one on himself. Well, yeah, with nothing else on, Kostas Slukas had to take on another triple. Keeping his team well and truly in contention here. Here's Yankunis, can't get away from Jenkins. That was a risky one. Melaknis had stepped inside. Good pressure there from Jenkins. So a timeout. The early exchanges and skirmishes see a score of Zalgiris leading by 4. Another huge game next week. Zalgiris start their first of 4 games in Spain in 5 at La Fonteta against another one of their direct rivals for a top 8 spot. Here they have a slender advantage over another one of those direct rivals, Olympiacos. The Slukas pair of triples have kept Olympiacos in this. in the early going. Let's see what they can do off the turnover here as well. Harrison with the inbound. Jean-Charles. Where's he going to go? Well, eventually it gets through to Jenkins. Back to Jean-Charles. Nice work defensively from Kaunas, but Lauvergne couldn't keep it in. So possession will remain with the visitors. Yeah, did just about enough there, Kaunas, to put Jean-Charles off his stroke. Jenkins with the inbound. Martin, who certainly won't be taking anything on from that kind of range. Harrison, who will take it on from that kind of range. Great bit of offensive rebounding from Jean-Charles. Recycles that back to Slukas. Here goes Harrison, taking Milaknis on again, gets himself to the baseline. And has to freewheel around and take it on himself. Beautiful. Wow, this is terrific three-point shooting. Really good execution from Olympiacos, showing good patience and accuracy to unpick this Zalgiris defensive scheme and pull to within a point. Milaknis sends it back to Walkup. Walkup attempts the alley-oop, and it's got to Lauvergne rather fortuitously. But they'll take anything they can get, of course. Zalgiris. Little bonus there for Lauvergne. Here's Slukas. It's flipped inside. Martin miscues again. Kaunas again there doing just enough. Well, Hassan Martin going 0 for 2 from up close. And there's definite contact there from Harrison. Trying to defend the alley-oop. Knew he was out of position. Kaunas. Well, it won't go down. There's an assist, of course, for Kaunas, but if he gets 3 tonight, Piraeus Kaunas, that will make it 400 assists for his career. Nothing doing there. Possession, though, with Zalgiris, and Lucas Kaunas comes off the bench, takes on Livio Jean-Charles. This is going to be taken on as well by Augustin Rubit. Nothing doing. Great bit of work from Rubit, and then even better work from Jean-Charles to pick his pocket. Shaquielle McKissic comes in, gives it to Slukas. Slukas back to McKissic. The man who is in some form will take one on. In and out. Tightest collects. The man who was the game winner from the stripe against Olympiacos back in round 1. Rubit sends it back to Kaunas. And another foul. This time it's Jean-Charles. Now here's a man that Zalgiris will have to keep a very close eye on. The very dangerous Sasha Vezenkov, the one-time Barcelona man. Dangerous three-point shooter. Kaunas will go to work from the stripe with Olympiacos in the penalty already. Make that 3,113 points and counting for the all-time number 6 scorer in the competition. The all-time scorer, of course, Vasilis Spanoulis, on the bench for Olympiacos at the moment. Hung up nicely for Martin. Martin has drawn the Rubit assignment this time, and this time he does convert with the hook shot. Well, you won't see Hassan Martin miss many, so when he went 0 for 2, that could be as many as he misses all game. Lovely little burst from Lekavicius, and the floater to finish. And that's that step that he's got, that real quick step, just finds that extra gear so well, Lucas Lekavicius. Yeah, the shooting percentage is looking good here for Zalgiris. Now the number 2 true shooting team in the competition as Jenkins looks to add a triple, and oh, this is lovely stuff from Olympiacos. Their three-point shooting is really good at the moment. Jenkins with one of his specialities from the wing, and Olympiacos staying close. Kaunas will get it back, send it back outside. Nicely moved around. Can Jokubaitis apply the finish? You bet. Well, both these two teams hitting from range. They've both hit 4. Real beauty, this one, from Jokubaitis. Off what was so nearly a broken play there as well. Now, Martin will bring this one away. 5-point game as we come down to a minute and get to go in this first quarter. Slukas, Lekavicius trying to stay with him. Jenkins inside to Martin. Martin working Rubit. Rubit's done well, wins that duel. Martin now 1 for 4. Jokubaitis banks it in under pressure from Vezenkov. Good little finish to the quarter here from Zalgiris. Opening up a 7-point gap now. Slukas, who's already hit a couple from deep, this time the provider, Vezenkov, with a rim rattler. Rubit collects. Jokubaitis and Martin Schiller just sensibly saying, hey, take a look at the game clock here. Just slow this down. Don't give them too much time. Well, that's exactly what they'll do. There will be plenty of time left, whatever happens. Oh, lovely execution. Kaunas can't get the finish. Couldn't have set it up better for him, and Kaunas will be cursing himself for that one. There is a whistle there. Yeah, you could argue that Paulius Kaunas almost had too much time. Now, this is going to get looked at. Seven-point game, but if Kaunas had been able to knock down that triple, it would be a 10-point game. As the review continues here on the Lekavicius foul. Wow. This is going to come down to Daniel Iazuelo and his interpretation of this. Well, that freeze frame would suggest that Lekavicius might be in a bit of trouble here, but we'll have to wait for this official review to finish. Lekavicius will be waiting nervously, as will Martin Schiller. Yep, the review is complete. Just the foul. So, Slukas can iron out some of the kinks in his free throw game. Not that there are too many. One of the better shooters from the stripe on the Olympiacos roster. Knocks down the first two pretty effortlessly. Don't be shocked if he goes 3 out of 3. There he goes. But at least there was no unsportsmanlike call there on Lucas Lekavicius. Still some time here. Can Lekavicius come up with the finish? Yes, he can. And that brings to an end a very, very free-flowing, fast-paced and high-intensity first quarter here. Lekavicius knew he had to beat the clock. He also had to find the bucket as well. Come up with the floater, comfortably beating the clock, comfortably dropping it in to complete the final act in what's been a real fun first quarter here. Zalgiris up by 6, 26-20, they lead. Well, let's have a look at some of the big moments. Arturas Milaknis taking one up close, which doesn't happen very often. Slukas going to work from the edge. Both these two teams showing that they've got the three-range, three-point radar very, very finely tuned. Maris Grigonis showing what he can do. Geoffrey Lauvergne taking on the deep two. I enjoyed that on the bench. Thomas Walkup hitting from the wing. Slukas knocking down his second triple. 8 3-point shots successful between the two teams. Lauvergne up close again, making sure of that one. And then right at the death, Lauvergne making this a 6-point game. What the percentages look like so far. Now, if Zalgiris can keep those shooting percentages up, it's going to be tough for Olympiacos to keep pace with them. The difference is stark, and yet for all that, Olympiacos, courtesy of those 4 triples, have still stayed comfortably in touch here. Kostas Slukas, the best individual performance. 9 points, a rebound, and a couple of assists for him. You know he's going to dish out his assists. PIR of 11 after the first 10 minutes. Well, Slukas played every second of that first quarter, and there's no sign of him taking a breather just yet. Is Shaq McKissic getting involved as well? Vezenkov gives it to Slukas. Here's Spanoulis, the other legend, off the bench now as well. And we've got 2 legends on the court right now. Here's Vezenkov, takes the floater, makes it look easy. Lauvergne will get it back from Kaunas. Lucas stayed with him. And somehow that ended up with Rubit. And now it's ended up in the corner for Jokubaitis, and down goes another triple. Rokas Jokubaitis joining the party. Well, Kaunas will get the assist for that. Good stuff from Jokubaitis so far today. McKissic taking on Rubit, then Hayes getting it back to Slukas, who will take this one on in front of Lauvergne, and Kostas Slukas is knocking down threes for fun tonight. That's his 3rd already. Jokubaitis, Kaunas, Rubit, beautiful, deep 2. Rubit will take advantage of the 2nd assist in barely a minute from Kaunas. That's his 399th for his career. Vasilis Spanoulis has considerably more assists, of course, but I bet he enjoyed that one. It was eventually knocked away, but there was a foul on Spanoulis before that, of course. Spanoulis, of course, well over 1,500 career assists now, and still counting. Vezenkov, McKissic, 6-point game here. Vezenkov gets it back to Spanoulis, taking on Jokubaitis, taking on the deep 3, and just didn't put enough on it. No way through for Olympiacos. The Zalgiris defense holding firm, and Spanoulis looking to slow down Lauvergne, but he keeps possession, gives it to Jokubaitis. Martinez Geben feeds Augustin Rubit, and Augustin Rubit, with the pump fake, is able to convert again. And that's the biggest lead of the night now for Zalgiris. Oh, rattled in and out, but there will be a foul called there. And that man in the background, Augustin Rubit. This is one of those that's pretty clear to see. Yep, there's the foul on the high-flying McKissic. He picks up his 2nd foul. Livio Jean-Charles back in. Grigonis back in. McKissic from the stripe. Well, that's 7 out of 7 for the two teams combined from the foul line. Olympiacos 5 out of 5. McKissic looking to go 6 out of 6. And does just that. So Olympiacos staying in touch here. Grigonis to the Kaunas. Kaunas ends up closed down by Jean-Charles, and then the turnover. McKissic gets that and lays it off beautifully for Vezenkov. That was all about the defensive pressure there on the Kaunas to create the turnover. Lovely pass from McKissic, and Vezenkov taking the layup. And they're within 4 once again here. Jokubaitis gives it back to Hayes. Hayes to Grigonis. Sluka stays with him, tight, so he'll have to keep it. Tries the spin move, still has a double team, so Hayes will take it on from beyond the arc, and there goes another one. 6 out of 8 three-point shooting tonight for Zalgiris. That's hot, even by their standards. Spanoulis. The pressure from Jokubaitis. Vezenkov. Have to send it back to Spanoulis, the two deep danger men. Vezenkov showing he can work inside as well, and that's nice work from Sasha Vezenkov. 3 out of 3 from inside for Vezenkov. Gebben. Grigonis. Lekavic is back to Grigonis. Jean-Charles standing in his way. Nice flick over to Nigel Hayes. That one offline, and Gebben surrounded by Olympiacos players. Cannot bring it in. So it remains a 5-point lead here. Got the hand in it to knock it out of bounds. Martinez Gebben, which was the best that he could do there. Spanoulis will bring this one away. Lekavic is tracking him. Yurios Printezis involved as well. And here is Livio Jean-Charles. There's another one added to the tally for Vasilis Spanoulis. Jean-Charles opens his account for the night. Timeout. 3-point game. High scoring game.
Take a foul. Well, come on, let's put our pick and roll defense together now. Come on, guys, okay? Offensively, guys, they're switching. Yeah, strip out, strip out, strip out, strip out. Okay? You see here, blue, guys, with switch foul. Okay? Let's come down. Let's come down here. Okay? One motion. And then the last ball.
Well, before the noise levels went up, you can hear Martin Schiller there just focusing on the defensive side of things for Zalgiris. Jokubaitis' numbers today, buoyed up by those 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. He's up to 8 points already. Had a 15-point game earlier in the season. And here's Grigonis to Walkup, to Hayes. Jokubaitis, Grigonis, they're trying to open up the defense and it's not happening. Grigonis ran into a blind alley. Really solid defensive work from Olympiacos there. McKissic looked to create something off this turnover. Printezis with the spin move. Oh, lovely. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Yurios Printezis with the assist, and Sasha Vezenkov wreaking some havoc up close here. 1-point game. Walkup. Yeah, I think that might be on Spanoulis. Couldn't keep up with Grigonis there. Or is it McKissic? Well, Spanoulis looked round as if he was thinking, all right, he's going to hear his name here. But that was off the ball. No, it is Spanoulis. Yep, it is confirmed. Thought it was him. Lauvergne. Grigonis hangs it up for Lauvergne, and Printezis read that all the way. And the call goes against Zalgiris anyway, so again, good defensive work from Olympiacos. Who can take the lead on this possession? McKissic. Get away from Jakubaitis. Jakubaitis staying close. Spanulis has created a bit of space for himself, but McKissic with the no-look pass out to Jean-Charles from the wing, in and out. Who's going to get this rebound? Eventually Nigel Hayes managed to fight off Vezenkov and Printezis. Quick release, and doing just enough there was Vezenkov defensively. And the real advantage here is it's come off Lauvergne. So that was a win-win there for Sasha Vezenkov. Brilliantly done defensively. And got the second prize as well, possession. So Olympiacos with Printezis trying to get away from Hayes. Spanulis. Olympiacos looking for their first lead of the game here. Jean-Charles can't get that. Grigonis was there defensively, but McKissic has still got it. Have to take on Hayes. We'll send it back out. Printezis, did that beat the buzzer? Well, it's irrelevant anyway. Not sure that it did. So now, it's time for Zalgiris there to make a stand, as both teams decide to slow this thing down a little bit. Up until that earlier timeout, offenses have been completely on top. Now defense is bearing their teeth on both sides, particularly on the Olympiacos side. Hayes drags that one out of the sky. Got Printezis to deal with here. Checks, looks, doesn't get the call either. Vezenkov can bring this one away to McKissic. Spanulis slows it all down. We seem to have been stuck at 36-35 for a while now. Third attempt here for Olympiacos to take the lead. Vezenkov gets that. McKissic inside it goes. There's a call as Jean-Charles deposits. So there'll be an and one attack on the back end of this one as Lauvergne, I think it is, that they'll call. Great passing there. And Olympiacos do indeed take their first lead of the game. Yeah, Lauvergne will sit down. In a bit of foul trouble already. On the Olympiacos side, Octavius Ellis picked up those 2 early fouls, and inside the first 2 or 3 minutes, and has been stuck on the bench ever since. So Lauvergne getting himself in a bit of trouble. They're going to have to manage him very well. Now, Grigonis, and they're keeping very, very close tabs on the Zalgiris number 40 here. Olympiacos, so we'll have to take that one on, and it won't go. McKissic will collect. Just had no other option there, Grigonis. Vezenkov, this is where he's deadly. No, it won't drop. That's a let-off for Zalgiris. Jakubaitis looks to take it all the way through, sent it back out to Grigonis. Grigonis flicks it inside to Rubit. And Zalgiris tie it up with 3 to play. First half. Spanulis. Gets away from Walkup, hangs one up there. Oh, that is vintage. Vintage Vasilis Spanulis. Hung it up there. Beautiful arc on that ball. And when you heard the whistle, Augustin Rubit was probably thinking, I can't believe I've fallen for that one. Classic Vasilis Spanulis. Rubit didn't do much, but it was enough to pick up his 3rd foul as well. So Zalgiris are getting themselves messed up a little bit here. Spanulis misses. But with Lauvergne on the bench on 3 and Rubit on 3 as well. And that's hung up by Jakubaitis. Printezis collected. Spanulis will look to make a little burst here. Inside it goes to Vezenkov. Outside it goes to Jean-Charles. Back it goes to Spanulis. Olympiacos looking confident, and then Spanulis loses it, gets it back, and we're going to be seeing Jakubaitis and Spanulis dueling for a jump ball here. The Zalgiris offense has just jutted to a halt here. Olympiacos have really turned it on. defensively. No other call there. And that rather says it all, doesn't it? Free scoring first quarter has been replaced by a bogged down second quarter for Zalgiris. Who's going to win this? Well, it ends up with Nigel Hayes, Jokubaitis. Grigonis to Hayes. Jokubaitis. Hayes was covered by Spanoulis. That's where he wanted to go. Now he can get there, though, and Hayes will take this one on, banks it in. Oh, it's the old mantra, take what's there. Zenkov with the bounce pass to Printezis, low post, working Hayes, spins one way, then the other. Effortless from Printezis. What else would you expect? Grigonis. Grigonis with the double team. Trying to burst between two Olympiacos players. One of whom was Shaquielle McKissic. I think that's who's going to get the call against him here. But there's a choice of players. Well, is it Jean-Charles? In fact, may well be Jean-Charles, in fact. Let's confirm. Grigonis, Hayes will take it on. No, won't drop. Yeah, they've cooled right off. 6 of 8 they were. They've missed their last 3 from downtown. Zalgiris, Spanoulis didn't put enough on it. Walkup, 3-point game. Just over a minute to play, first half. Walkup gets it through to Hayes. Hayes sends it out to Milaknis for a corner 3, and Arturas Milaknis with his first triple of the game ties it up. Minute to play, first half. Career 3-pointer number 397 for Milaknis. McKissic driving in, but couldn't deliver because of Hayes and Grigonis back there. Now Hayes can slam the break on and take a 3 from the wing. The putback is there. Big Martinez Gebben says, that's mine. Well, he's the clean-up man, Martinez Gebben. And just like that, Zalgiris back in front. But for how much longer? McKissic just with that change of gear. Drawing the foul from that man right there. Nigel Hayes. SN Martin will come back in. Yeah, that was lovely stuff. Lovely stuff from McKissic. Zalgiris call a timeout before we see the free throw. Martin Schiller already thinking ahead to this next possession and what could be a last possession of the half for Zalgiris, who led, then had Olympiacos blow by them, and then have sneaked back in front again. But whether they'll stay in front will be decided from the stripe. Well, it looked a good game on paper. It's turning out that way, isn't it? Fun game to watch, this one. We've seen 13 successful triples knocked down already in this first half. 1 from him, but that's his only contribution. So Olympiacos will think, well, at the midway point, that is a box ticked. We've kept Marius Grigonis pretty quiet. Here's McKissic, who's also been pretty quiet. Only had a couple of field goal attempts, missed them both. But earlier. He went 2 for 2 from here. Make that 3 for 3. Nothing but nylon on that one. Oh, and that one missed. Gavin knocked that one out under pressure from Printezis. So Olympiacos will get the reset, 14 seconds. Back it goes from Martin to Printezis to McKissic. McKissic back to Printezis. Printezis working Hayes, clock's ticking. Gonna have to make his move. He sends it back to McKissic for 3. Hits the front of the rim. Vezenkov says, don't worry, I've got your back. And back it will go again. Now that means that Zalgiris may not get a meaningful possession here. That's a big offensive rebound for Vezenkov to win, but now Spanoulis has almost messed it up. Printezis is just going to hang that one up there, yeah. That'll do it. Well, what a fun first half that was. And just 1 point between the two of them as they go into the locker room. At the midway point of this one, in Zalgiris Kaunas, 45, Olympiacos Piraeus, 44.
Turkish Airlines. 7 days. Iconic. BKT. Adidas. Spalding. Eneos. And Siesta. Official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Well, let's have a look back at the very, very entertaining first 20 minutes of this one. A couple of early triples there from the danger man. Kostas Sloukas, Maris Grigonis, that was his only triple, and indeed, until a late 2-pointer, that was his only score. Geoffrey Lauvergne taking a mid-range 2. Sasha Vezenkov doing a lot of work up close. Martin Schiller thinking, hang on, he's the deep threat. Well, there's another deep threat. Grigonis sent it back out. Hayes, who's got a very good 3-point shooting percentage this season as well. Look at Vezenkov going to work. Vezenkov 4 and 4 inside. Geoffrey Lauvergne in foul trouble. McKissic inside to Jean-Charles. He's had a busy first half as well. Nice work from Augustine Rubin. Yurios Printezis wasn't too impressed. Arturas Malaknis saying, hey, I'm due a corner 3. Closer look at the numbers. Well, still very, very good shooting percentages from Zalgiris. Winning the rebounding battle as well. But, a few too many turnovers from the Z-men. And the best individual performance of that quarter was the man who was doing all that work up close. Sasha Vezenkov, not only hitting 4 of 4 up close, but picking himself up a couple of rebounds as well, including that big offensive rebound that could have helped give Olympiacos the lead. Well, time to look back to round 20 now. Anadolu Efes Istanbul continued their climb up the standings as they dominated a struggling Khimki Moscow region. Shane Larkin with 15 points. Sertac Sanli came off the bench to grab the headlines with a career-high 19 points, 7 of them in the second half, 17 of them in the second half. Efes with a 3rd win in 4. Khimki, 12 straight defeats. And Rimas Kurtinitis' last game in charge. Kevin Punter was amongst 4 players registering double figures as Ajax Armani Exchange Milan recorded their 3rd win on the spin against Alba Berlin, who were still without Niels Giffey and Marcus Eriksson. Kyle Hines celebrated a milestone 300th EuroLeague appearance with 13 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists as the Italians chase home court advantage for the playoffs. Maccabi Playtika Tel Aviv bounced straight back from defeat earlier in the week as they held off visitors TD Systems Baskonia Vitoria Gasteiz. Angelo Calero fueling a 12-2 first quarter run. And with every player making it onto the score sheet, Othello Hunter rounded off a stellar Maccabi performance as the Israelis moved ahead of Baskonia in the standings. First versus second in the standings as CSKA Moscow faced off against FC Barcelona. Nick Kaunas on fire. The superstar guards back-to-back threes in the final quarter, proving pivotal. But it was Corey Higgins who took centre stage against his former club. 25 points and a game-winning contribution, edging Barcelona closer to top spot. CSKA left smarting from their second defeat in 3. Zenit St. Petersburg held firm to register a hard-fought victory over Zalgiris Kaunas, but it took the Russians time to get going. Lauvergne bringing home 11 points to keep his side in contention in the first half. But another standout performance from Arturas Grigonis saw the Russians home. The big centre dropping 15 points in a milestone night for the Lithuanian as he celebrated a century of blocks. A baptism of fire for new Panathinaikos OPAP Athens coach Oded Katash. His side with no answer to Fenerbahce's onslaught as the Turkish side raced to 100 points for the first time this season. Marko Guduric pacing Fener with 18 points. Fener with their 5th win on the bounce as Jan Vesely celebrated a milestone 2,500 points. The 2017 Champions playoff charge gaining serious traction. Trailing 63-70 against Real Madrid with only 2 minutes to go, FC Bayern Munich rallied to tie it up in crunch time. A huge 3 from Vladimir Lucic from beyond the arc and a comeback shot looked possible. But with Walter Tavares red hot with a career-high 26 points and Trey Tompkins stepping up when it matters in overtime, Madrid held on to record another valuable win on the road. LDLC Asvel Villeurbanne gave their best defensive performance of the season as they ended Olympiacos Piraeus' 3-game win streak. Teenager Matthew Strazel making a big impact. But it was Asvel's only player to reach double figures who made the biggest impression, Gershon Yabusele with 19 points. Finally, a 12-0 run in the first quarter gave Valencia a lead they never relinquished against Crvena Zvezda. MTS Belgrade, Derek Williams on fire. But Nikola Kalinic's contribution proved pivotal, the Serbian contributing at both ends as he finished with 14 points, 2 rebounds and a steal and matching a career-high in assists with 7.
Othello Hunter off the high pass at the other end. Special and spectacular from Maccabi.
Booker kicks to the corner. Jordan Mickey takes it to the lane. Oh my goodness, no help D was forthcoming. And from the 3-point line, Jordan Mickey took it all the way to the lane and threw it down with a swooping one-handed jam.
Better than that either. Incoming. Watch out, Derek Williams.
Zaitsev driving on James Anderson, pivots, finds Devin Booker who finishes with authority. Devin Booker. Oh, that's a tough bucket. Dubois gives it to Bryant Dunton, who goes up strong, and Alexis Shved, well, he made a token effort on help D, but there was no way he was going to prevent Bryant Dunton as he rumbled his way towards the lane and finished with a one-handed jam. Beautiful feed and a reverse alley-oop. Roland Schmitz rolling to the bucket, twisting in midair and completing the 180 feed above the rim.
Spanoulis gets his shot blocked. And then Cole comes up with the loose ball. And Charles Kahudi, that bucket was earned by their defense. Yabusele with the block, Cole with the steal, and then the pass to Kahudi for the slam.
Turned over, trying to catch up with it in doing so. August putting his body on the line and down on the deck, and how about the block from Deschamps-Pierre? Dogged, devoted and diligent from Fenerbahce.
Deck. Up against this strong Bayern defence, and look at that, over the back, no look pass. They know the big man's there.
Brilliant play once again, that combination between Dec and Tavares coming up a treat for Real Madrid.
James to Strelniks. Inside for Bolon. Oh my goodness, what a sensational play! Joe Bolon boy crowning Artem Pustovoy off the perfectly placed alley-oop. Joe Bolon boy bouncing off the floor as though on a trumpet and thundering it down.
Turkish Airlines. 7 days. Iconic. BKT. Adidas. Spalding. ENEOS. And Siesta. Official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Well, it's half-time at the Zalgiris Arena between two teams sharing an 11-9 record and separated by just 1 point at the midway stage of this one. Zalgiris had the lead, lost it, then pegged it back. Well, it is up for grabs. Let's get some thoughts from both camps at the midway point.
Kostas, game of runs in the first half for both of the teams. Where do you see your team improving in the second half?
I think in the second half we played better defense. They didn't adjust in our switching defense, and we have to continue like this.
Thank you very much. Rocco, Zalgiris has only 1 point lead, even though there were stretches where Zalgiris had a bigger lead in this game. Where do you see your team improving in the second half?
For sure, in the second half we have to step up on defense because we score a lot of points, but like if we want to win in the second half, we have to get stronger in the defense.
Thank you very much.
Now the top scorer in the game is Kostas Sloukas, who got half his 12 points early with those 2 big triples. Jokubaitis having a very efficient first half as well, perfect from the field. Elsewhere, another big comeback from Fenerbahce. They are red hot right now. Jan Vesely involved again. Nobody wants to be facing Fener right now. And the FC Barcelona looking to tie CSKA at the top of the standings if they can hold on for the win in Belgrade. Let's go down and hear from Yorgos Bartzokas.
Coach, Zalgiris scored 45 points in the first half, but we've seen stretches when Olympiacos' defense was great. What do you need to do as a team to improve that defense in the second half?
First of all, to execute in offense with more patience. We need to cool down the rhythm of the game because as before the game, Zalgiris is very effective when they run on transition. So we need to cool down the rhythm through our offense and to be more patient.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, he saw a big improvement on the defensive end in that second quarter. Bartzokas, but he's absolutely right. Zalgiris is such a rhythm team, and when they get into that rhythm, they're tough to stop.
Coach, it was a high-scoring first half for both of the teams. What are the main tasks for Zalgiris in the second half?
The main thing is defending better. You know, we don't want the game to be a high-scoring game like this, and that's the main thing. You know, we figure ways out to score the basketball, but we've got to, do a better job on the defensive end.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No surprise to hear Martin Schiller saying, hey, we got to do a better job on the defensive end. They've allowed Olympiacos to knock down 6 triples. And just stay in touch, even though their offense today, Zalgiris, have been as characteristically efficient as indeed they've been this season. One of the best, most accurate teams in the competition, trailing only Barcelona in true shooting, and that by not very much at all. But for all their good stuff today, they still can't shake Olympiacos off. Yeah, just look at the numbers. 7 of 13 three-point successful and up close. Very, very good indeed. But they've only been sent to the stripe twice. They went 2 for 2, but Olympiacos have been very clever with their fouling, very efficient. As for Olympiacos, well, their shot zone looks like this. The 2-point stuff at 60%, 3.33%. But a lot of trips to the stripe for them. 8 or 10 in total, 8 successfully converted. 7 points off turnovers as well. Picking up some second chance points as well. It's kept them in it. Kept them very much in touch here. And 6 offensive rebounds to just 2 for Zalgiris. That helped as well. So both teams will digest that first half and think, yeah, this is the way we win this game. But which of these two teams can execute the game plan from here? With Fenerbahce winning again to move to 11 and 10, the loser of this one will drop to 11 and 10, level with Fener. Could potentially be outside the top 8 when the dust settles here. Slukas had such a strong first quarter, played every second of it as well. And Grigonis, well, has not been able to cut loose at all. Olympiacos have done their work on him. Malaknis not had too many opportunities. 5 points for him. It's all to play for second half. Olympiacos to get this second half underway then, with Aaron Harrison giving it to Charles Jenkins. He gives it back to the one-time Galatasaray man. Over it goes to Slukas. The pass to Printezis. Working Hayes, low post. There's that little spin move that he does so well. That just drops the shoulder, spins, executes again. It's another lead change right at the start of this third quarter. Walkup to Grigonis, closed down by Harrison. Lauvergne, who picked up 3 fouls, and that will be a foul against him, though. Octavius Ellis, who also picked up a couple of early fouls and then spent most of the first half on the bench, will pick up an early one at the start of this second half as well. A lot of the big guys in a bit of foul trouble here. A few of them on 3 points, including this man here, Lauvergne. Walkup hangs it up for Lauvergne. Lauvergne deposits. With Jenkins walking away in disgust, as you could see and hear the reason why. Well, Jenkins got the tough assignment there. Trying to guard Lauvergne under the rim is a tough assignment at the best of times. Lauvergne can tack on the and one, and that's the second lead change of this second half inside the first few seconds. Bring in the intensity here, Zalgiris, but now Harrison can bring it away. Printezis, oh, he's found a crease, sends it outside. Jenkins sends it back. Harrison will take on a big 3, won't go. Hayes collects, gives it to Walkup. Grigonis, no, it's another big one. Confirmation that Fenerbahce have done it again. Coming from behind to beat Seska. Printezis, yeah. Taking what's there. 2 quick buckets to start the second half here for Yurios Printezis. We'll level again. Malaknis. No, in and out. Harrison. Slukas. Olympiacos looking to go back in front again here on this possession. I'm feeling this one could be going right down to the wire. Lovely pass inside to Octavius Ellis. The bounce pass, perfection from Slukas. His 5th assist of the game was a beauty. He keeps up this really good record. Slukas, at least 5 assists now in 7 straight games. Hayes left all on his own, and you saw the reaction from Bart Zokas. Where was everybody? Hayes had the freedom of the paint there to level it up again. Slukas, not finished yet, not by a long way. No, that one's not going to go, though, to Ellis. It's picked off. Got a 3-on-1 going here, and it'll end up with Malaknis, and Malaknis misses, and Geoffrey Lauvergne's there to clear up. Zalgiris back in front. Harrison. Printezis back to Slukas. Hayes on him. Walkup on Printezis. That's where he does so much good work. Ah, just can't deal with him, can they? The trademark spin. Walkup looking to the official as if to say, was it really against me? And yes, it was. Oh, misses the and one. So we remain tied. Kaunas to Grigonis. Harrison tracking him. Walkup. Watched by Ellis. Kaunas gives a tough one to Lauvergne, who's done really well. And there's another whistle. Jenkins and Ellis were both there. Lauvergne did really well under some pressure there. Jenkins will pick up his third foul of the game. 3 minutes gone. We can't separate them. Lauvergne waits for Grigonis. Harrison goes where Grigonis goes at the moment. That's into the corner for Walkup. Gonna have to take one on here, Walkup, with the clock ticking. Won't go, but it ends up with Malaknis, who sends it back to Grigonis for three, and Grigonis with another miss. Lauvergne with a big offensive rebound. That's great hustle from the Frenchman. Now, can he find somebody? He can. He can find Grigonis. And Grigonis has nowhere to go because Charles Jenkins blocked the way through. That's terrific defense from Olympiacos, despite that offensive rebound dragged out by Lauvergne. They hold firm. And more to the point, they keep Grigonis really quiet still. Now, what can Olympiacos do off that 9th turnover? Hello. Well, Bart Zocker saying, no. And Kostas Slukas was reluctant to give the ball up there. It's officially marked down as a turnover against Printezis, the over and back. So it's Zalgiris with a chance to go back in front. Malaknis feeds it to Lauvergne. Lauvergne jammed up under the rim, does manage to get it to Kaunas, and Grigonis runs out of time. Once again, Olympiacos slamming the door shut. Well, it's a better defensive effort, that is for sure. Both teams will have spent their time in the locker room listening to adjustments being made on the defensive end. Printezis gives that to Slukas, and Walkup was almost thinking turnover time. Slukas waits for Harrison to get open. Harrison now is open. He'll send it out to McKissic. McKissic to Printezis. Grigonis guarding Printezis. Are we going to see another one of those little spins? Yes, we are, but this time it's Zalgiris defensively keeping the door shut. Yep, beaten by the clock as much as anything there. And Ellis coming through, hoping that he's going to get the call his way, but it would have been an incorrect call had that been called in favour of Olympiacos. So we remain tied, and now defences are on top. Can Lauvergne bring out the hook shot? Yes, he can. Zalgiris back in front. He goes into double digits. Slukas leading the way with 12 points, but Lauvergne now on 11. Slukas looking to dish out another assist, is he? And no. The travel call will go against him. Yeah, Zalgiris' defense now baring its teeth, as well as the Olympiacos D. When you consider how free scoring that first quarter was, this third quarter has been much more of a grind for both teams. Malaknis loves these. Yes. Well, the warning signs would have been flashing in front of Yorgos Bartsokis when he saw Milaknis take it there, because that is his range. His second of the night. Zalgiris open up a 5-point lead, and there's trouble here for Slukas, but he gets out of it well, finds Harrison. Harrison taking Milaknis on and will draw the foul. Well, some congested space there for Aaron Harrison. Milaknis assessed, but his three-pointer has given Zalgiris breathing room here in what's been a compelling third quarter so far. It's 57-52, timeout. Well, Geoffrey Lauvergne, so often this season, has been a key man under the rim. And here he is again going to work very effectively. That's a matchup he'd want all day against little Charles Jenkins. Jenkins is such a gritty defender, but that was just a physical duel he couldn't win. Well, when Milaknis missed, look who's there to clean up the mess. Geoffrey Lauvergne, of course. And a real fight there to get that, bring out the hook. Lauvergne, highly efficient tonight. Thing that's gone wrong for Geoffrey Lauvergne is those first half fouls. Other than that, he's been his usual efficient best. There's 13 points when these two teams met in round one. Every chance he's going to surpass that on what has been perfect shooting so far. Harrison converts his first. Yeah, that's their 10th free throw point tonight, Olympiacos, out of 13 tries. Zalgiris have only had 3 attempts. They've been successful with all of them. Milaknis with the bounce pass. Here's Lauvergne again. Brilliant. Brilliant defensive work from Harrison. But Lauvergne gets another bite at it, and then nothing doing. Never really had control of this, did he? That is the good work from Harrison. Lauvergne ends up with it, but then gets called. Yeah. So Olympiacos will come away with McKissic. The baseline is there for him, and that was well defended by Grigonis. Much better defensive showing on both ends. McKissic discussing the call or the non-call with himself. Walkup. Grigonis again tracked by Harrison. Milaknis had to do really well there. Walkup will take it on, looks for the floater, nothing doing, but the putback is there, and Geoffrey Lauvergne is really stepping up to the plate here. Well, this is what you want your big guys to do. Pick up those rebounds, come up with the putbacks. Lauvergne knocks down another one. Just like in round one, 13 points. Harrison had that knocked away by Milaknis on the backside. Can Grigonis get this? Just about, but all he's done is put it straight back to Slukas. And they're going to have to do some defending here as McKissic sends it outside to Harrison for a corner three, and they got away with one there. Zalgiris. That was a great opportunity for Harrison. Now, Walkup. Grigonis. Slukas watching him. Grigonis now watched by Ellis. Has to take this on quickly, runs into trouble. Lauvergne's picked it up again. Lauvergne, brilliantly done. Oh, Geoffrey Lauvergne is having some spell here in this third quarter. That looked like a complete breakdown. Lauvergne has somehow got hold of it and converted. 7-point lead here for Zalgiris. Harrison. Can Olympiacos get their offense back on track? Well, this is a man who surely will do it. Oh, yes. Well, that's a big, big foul against Marius Grigonis. That really is. So this becomes a 4-point play. Slukas with a huge triple, his 4th of the game. And if there's one man you can usually bank on to make the most of an and one, this is him. And Grigonis, just out of control. And we'll know that there's nothing he could do about that. Boy, Olympiacos needed this. That gap was growing, and the Zalgiris defense looked like it was very much on top and in control. But suddenly, it all comes back again. Slukas with the and one and the 4-point play makes this a 3-point game. With 2.5 to play in the third, Lucas Dikavicius comes in. Kaunas, Jokubaitis, Grigonis, out to Jokubaitis, back to Grigonis again. Really had bodies on Marius Grigonis tonight. Augustin Rubit working low post against Shaq McKissic. It's his turn to shrug the shoulders and say, well, what did I do wrong? Rubit knocks down the first one. 4 out of 4 from the stripe tonight in Zalgiris. They lead the competition in free throw efficiency. And they'll be padding those stats if they carry on like this. 5 out of 5. Zalgiris stretch out that lead, but there's never been more than 8 points between them. Now, Printezis to Slukas. Slukas with 16 points, 5 assists tonight. And a whole bunch of 3-pointers. That's off the boot. Lekavicius. The head of the snake, Martin Schiller called him. Slukas certainly does run everything now for Olympiacos. And where's that going to go? Out. All too tight and congested. Zalgiris' defense still doing a really good job here, restricting Olympiacos to 14 third-quarter points as he tried to feed that through to Printezis, and it wouldn't get there. Now, can Zalgiris capitalise on this turnover? Kaunas back to Lekavicius. Lekavicius trying to get away from Ellis. Sends it outside for Hayes. Hayes takes a very, very big deflection, and that's beautifully done by Jokubaitis, and even better work there from Slukas. Feeds Printezis. Wonderful, wonderful rescue there from Slukas to feed Printezis. And Printezis with most of his work done in the second half here. Jokubaitis, 3-point game. Olympiacos pegging it back. Hayes taking it inside, knocked down. Vezenkov has come up with it as well. Vezenkov made that play, ended up with the ball in his hands. So Olympiacos now shutting the door as we get down inside the final minute. Hayes tries to pick that off Slukas. Slukas hangs onto it again. Vezenkov has that knocked away by Jokubaitis. There is a whistle, but it's a really very intense finish to this third quarter here. Printezis back to Vezenkov. Slukas. Oh, he's found a little crease there, then sends it back outside. Printezis for 3, nothing doing, and McKissic's picked that up in front of Rubit. Oh, a great offensive rebound. They're winning that battle. Slukas back out to McKissic. Clock's ticking. He'll have to take it on. Even he couldn't deliver that. Kaunas grabbed it. And Zalgiris will slow this down to make this the last meaningful possession and give Olympiacos no time to play with. Now Lauvergne will have to take it on, sends it back, and nobody was home. As Kaunas had tracked back. Martin on the defensive end. 4 seconds. So this is going to have to be quick for Olympiacos. Slukas, what's he got? Will take it on himself. That brings the third quarter to an end. It remains a very, very white-knuckle ride, this one. Just 3 points between them. At the end of 3, it's Zalgiris 63, Olympiacos 60. This is how the third quarter unfolded then. This was the man that was doing all the damage up close. Picked up 6 very, very quick points, Printesis. And talking about doing some damage, what about that third quarter from Lauvergne? Too hot to handle. As defenses started to tighten up. Lauvergne was the go-to guy for Zalgiris. Lovely pass there to Ellis. Well, they both coaches said we've got to play some D, and we saw a lot more D, but how do you defend that from Lauvergne? Harrison slung that outside. That's the big play of the quarter. Yeah, the 4-point play. Slukas drawing the foul. The numbers look like this. Still very, very good shooting from up close. The free throw's perfect from Zalgiris, who are winning the rebounding battle as well, but the steals and the turnovers being edged by Olympiacos. And the bottom line is, this one is up for grabs. It seems to have been up for grabs all game. Zalgiris have led for most of it, but they've never threatened to pull away. And every time a little gap has opened up, Olympiacos have closed it immediately. Well, Lauvergne was the man at the moment in that third quarter for Zalgiris, picking up some big offensive rebounds and converting 11 points as well. And most importantly, not adding to the foul tally. Those 3 picked up in the first half. He remains on 3. So, how's this one going to play out then? The last quarter of what's been a really good, very, very watchable contest between 2 teams on 11-9 records. Not much has separated them all night long. Lekavicius trying to work something with Printesis. Jokubaitis lost his balance, kept that balance. There is a whistle as Kaunas looked to pull the trigger. The foul is called on Slukas. Took a lot of the rim there, Kaunas. But it dropped. Five-point lead. Slukas, who's drawing some heavy minutes tonight, gets it back from Vezenkov. Oh, what about that? Oh, and a miss. Oh, well, that would have been on the highlight reel, and he's miscued off the back end of it completely, and Rubit. Well, I'm sure Shaq McKissic feels even worse now, because this was the highlight reel play at one end, and instead, the miss allowed Zalgiris to take it down the other end, and Augustin Rubit converts to make it a 7-point game. Now, can McKissic atone? He hangs up the flow, the alley-oop. Nicely done, Hassan Martin. We've seen a lot of Hassan tonight, but he converts his second off the alley-oop, just to keep Olympiacos in touch. Jokubaitis, Rubit trying to release. Can get away from Martin. Now, can he get in front of Martin? No, Martin's blocked the way, so it has to go back out to Lekavicius. The clock's ticking. Lekavicius will have to try and take that on, and took everything except the ball. Well, talk about drawing a crowd here. Let's look at this. The ball didn't want to come down. The ball knew there was trouble. Oh, it was Hassan Martin helping pin that to the glass.
Come on, guys.
So it'll be Hayes on Martin, and Hayes wins the tip. Oh, they've got to show a little bit of urgency here. The clock is ticking. Lekavicius waited and waited and eventually sends it out to Jokubaitis, who does get it off. And no putback for Kaunas either. So it remains a 9-point game. And here comes McKissic to Printezis, Slukas. With the bounce pass, Printezis back to McKissic. This is terrific build-up play. Can Vezenkov finish? No, he can't. He sends it back to Printezis instead, and Printezis can. What a beautiful team triple that was from Olympiacos. Moved that ball with such authority and quality on the back end from Printezis. Vezenkov will get the assist. And there's a travel call, goes against Zalgiris, and suddenly momentum has switched completely onto the visitors' side here. They pull to within 2. And what can they do off this turnover? McKissic looking to tie it up. Maybe Olympiacos can even take a lead. No, McKissic will bank it in, and just like that, we're level. Yeah, not surprised that Martin Schiller has said, hang on a minute. We've got to call a timeout here. Because that narrow lead has gone once again. Olympiacos fighting their way back to parity here with 7.5 to play. Well, this man, Yurios Printezis, the man who's been there and done it all, a 2-time EuroLeague champion, has been one of the keys for Olympiacos, keeping him in touch in this second half. Most of his points have come in the second half. 13 points in total. He's had an assist in there as well, and a couple of steals. Very much part of the defensive end of things as well, and this is the culmination of that beautifully worked triple. I think you might see that on a few highlight reels. The build-up was exemplary and the finish absolutely perfect for the man who has really stepped up, Yurios Printezis. Well, he's got a season high. Against Panathinaikos of 17 points, had 16 points in a win against Milan. He's got the potential to put up similar sort of numbers. Can he guide his team, more importantly, to another win? Here's Grigonis, who's been really kept under wraps tonight. Lekavicius, Grigonis. Where can Grigonis go? No, once again, no way through. McKissic leading the way there. Oh, such a frustrating night this for Grigonis. Things are just not working out for him, and for that, you have to say Olympiacos have really done a job. Well, he had a season low of 5 against Barcelona in round 12. And at the moment, Grigonis is on 3 points. Slukas hangs it up there, but no end product for Livio Jean-Charles. Now Lekavicius, that's going to stop. And you can see why. Slukas says, yeah, you don't even need to bother. That one's on me, I know. Only his second. Lauvergne, Lekavicius, Grigonis, Now, is this his second score of the night? You bet. Well, that's been a long time coming. Well, he knocked down a three-pointer early and has had nothing since, until that moment there. Well, if Grigonis can break loose here, that can be the difference in this game, so Olympiacos really will have to keep close eyes on him. But talking of difference makers, that doesn't work from Slukas. Tried to thread it through. Livio Jean-Charles couldn't get there, and I think it was Jean-Charles in the end that ended up with the foul called against him. Yeah, too many bodies in there. And Jean-Charles trying to stop Grigonis. Well, he did just that. Stopped the fast break, but at the cost of a foul. Just look how intense and physical this is. Lauvergne can't get there. Jean-Charles got a touch on it. This is gonna be who can grind it out over the remaining 6 minutes, just under, of this game. Piraeus hangs it up there. Lauvergne draws a crowd and can't get this one. Vezenkov ends up with it. Well, Lauvergne comes up empty. Only his second miss from the field all game. That was a tough take, though, it has to be said. Piraeus knocking that one away from Slukas. Possession will remain with Olympiacos. Well, 1 point separated these two teams when they met in round one. And there's been very little between them here in this one. Olympiacos blew a double-digit lead late in the third. At home, the wraparound pass to Vezenkov, and Sasha Vezenkov showing why he is such a deadly three-point shooter. It's his first one of the night, and it levels it up again. Takes Vezenkov into double figures along with Slukas and Printezis. And we are down to 5 to play and still nothing between these two teams. Every time Zalgiris have managed to sneak in front, Olympiacos have come right back at them. The hand up from Vezenkov will tell you everything you need to know about this whistle. That's one way to stop Geoffrey Lauvergne. Back it goes to Lauvergne. Lauvergne to Grigonis. Under 5 to play now then. Piraeus trying to take it to the baseline where he gets Rubit. Back it goes to Grigonis. Grigonis tries the floater, hits the front of the rim. McKissic claims. Olympiacos looking to take the lead here. Grigonis with the foul. Well, both these teams coming out of the locker room said, got to play some defense. We've seen an awful lot of defense in this second half. We're going to see some more before the dust has settled on this one. Timeout. Pick a winner. Time now to look at our 7 days magic moment then. And it comes from that third quarter. Geoffrey Lauvergne, too hot to handle, under the rim. Charles Jenkins doing his best, but all he can do is foul. That didn't stop him. Lauvergne, the Frenchman, deposits once again. The second game this season against Olympiacos. He has proved to be hugely efficient. Geoffrey Lauvergne rebounding well tonight. Coming up with the dunk there. That's our magic moment. Lauvergne's figures tonight look like this. 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And a very, very high shooting percentage. But is that going to be a game-winning haul for the big man? It's one of those games that you feel could well be decided in the final possession. Spanoulis is back out there for the last 4.5 minutes of this one. He'll take a 3 on. Oh, vintage stuff from Vasilis Spanoulis. Boy, oh boy, what a weapon to bring on. Now, Zalgiris chasing it. Grigonis, Jean-Charles keeping close attention to him. It gets through to Lauvergne. McKissic is on him, and Lauvergne has it knocked away, but at the expense of a foul again. Well, the 277's locking up here, and then Vezenkov came along to just help out, but McKissic had already committed the foul. And he wasn't happy about the first call against him, but had no complaints about the second one. Nine out of 9 from the stripe tonight for Martin Schiller's team. Perfect. But they still trail here with just over 4 to play. 1-point game. Here comes Shaq McKissic. And Olympiacos build on this lead now and get what could be a huge road win. McKissic looked like he was thinking about it. Instead, he sends it out to Printezis, and Printezis knocks down another beauty. Oh, this is stunning stuff, and it's the ageless veterans that are doing this. Spanoulis with a 3-pointer, now Printezis with a 3-pointer, and Olympiacos with a big lead in the context of this game. 4 points with less than 4 to play. And suddenly, Zalgiris find themselves under a bit of pressure. How do they respond? Grigonis with the inbound to Lauvergne. Jean-Charles stays with him. Spanoulis locks up with Grigonis. Can Grigonis drive his way through? He's sent it outside instead to Walkup. Back it goes to Grigonis, who takes a triple on that will fall short. McKissic will just slow it all down. Grigonis not having his best day by a long way, but put that down to the Olympiacos defense. And here he goes again. Spanoulis comes up with another one. Well, he spent most of this game on the bench, but when they really needed something special, they said call for number 7. And number 7 has knocked down 2 triples. And suddenly, it's a big, big lead now for Olympiacos. 3 triples, 2 from Spanoulis. And Olympiacos have this game where they want it now. Well, they really have rolled back the years here. Spanoulis with 2, and sandwiched in between them was that corner 3 from Printezis, and suddenly Martin Schiller's got a lot of work to do now.
Offensively, voice down motion, okay? Let's run it, feel it, okay? Screen, so you get the guard on you. Come in, Mario, curl it this way, no double curl. Boom, and we come to play. Hey, got enough time.
Well, Olympiacos have now converted 12 3-pointers tonight. Earlier, there was that one, but here is Printezis, who has been absolutely lethal. Up close as well. That corner 3 there, absolutely dazzling. And then this fella pops up. Hasn't clocked many minutes, has he, tonight, Spanoulis? But 3 out of 5 3-pointers, including 2 in this 4th quarter, along with that triple from Printezis. Potentially game-winning shots from the 2 veterans. Less than 3 to play. Milaknis can't get a shot away. Jean-Charles is with him. So Grigonis will take a triple on, and that's not going to drop either, and it's not going to be collected by Rubit either, because Vezenkov was there to say no. And Olympiacos just playing shutdown defense to go with that 3-point shooting as well. Spanoulis will take another one on. That one didn't drop. Lauvergne, that might have been game, set and match if that one had gone in. Grigonis back out to Walkup. Lauvergne matched up with Spanoulis. Sends it back out. Walkup flips it over. Grigonis has time and space but can't deliver. And nor can Lauvergne. He misses the putback. Boy, they're missing some big shots when it's really down to crunch time here, Zalgiris. We got 2 to play, and it's a 7-point game and a foul from Milaknis on McKissic. This one's getting away from Zalgiris now. Olympiacos' defense is rock solid. McKissic takes it to the baseline and misses again. Oh, that's a miss. Left Grigonis standing, but it's Grigonis that gets it, hangs it up for Lauvergne for the throw down. Zalgiris suddenly back in business here. Well, how costly could that miss from McKissic prove to be? A quick 2 for Zalgiris. And of course, Olympiacos will slow this to a crawl. Here's McKissic. Spanoulis saying, I'm available. Jean-Charles trying to get himself involved as well, but it'll come out to Vezenkov. Milaknis is trying to guard him. Here's Printezis working Rubit, and it ends up with Jean-Charles, who's picked up a loose ball, and don't think that's going to count. No, it's not. That could be a very important defensive stand here for Zalgiris Kaunas. But the clock is ticking now. 1:25 to play. This is the lifeline for Zalgiris. After McKissic miss, Grigonis picked it up, hung up the alley-oop for Lauvergne. But it's still a 5-point lead, and there's not a lot of time left. Zalgiris always seem to be capable of coming up with a comeback. If they're going to get one today, Geoffrey Lauvergne, you feel he's going to have to come up with a couple more plays yet. He leads the way. Slukas and Printezis with yet more brilliance, sharing 16 points. Sharing 16 points, both combining for 32 points, 16 apiece. Well, they've got to start finding a way through this defense here, Zalgiris. Nowhere to go. Walkup sends it out. Grigonis is immediately double-teamed. Milaknis takes on a triple and drains it. Arturas Milaknis comes up with a huge triple. Suddenly, the pressure switches again. Now it's Yorgos Bartzokas to say, hey, timeout. That's a game changer from Arturas Milaknis. The 399th three-pointer of his career gives Zalgiris hope again. It's a 2-point game. Vezenkov, we're down inside the final minutes. Spanoulis tries for the floater, slams the brakes on, and there is a whistle. There is a whistle. Look at that. Spanoulis just slammed it on there. Lauvergne right in front of him. Spanoulis, of course, knows how to draw a foul. It went officially against Rubit. Vezenkov. Slukas. Any kind of score here, and it will be Olympiacos' game to control. Can Slukas get past Lauvergne? Yes, he can. Can he bank it in? No, he can't. Brilliant from Jean-Charles to recycle it. What a huge moment that was from Livio Jean-Charles. Spanoulis got Lauvergne to take on. That won't go. And it'll end up with Augustin Rubit. Fast break is on. Geoffrey Lauvergne to tie it up with 21 seconds remaining. A huge, huge moment again in this game. But it's the Olympiacos possession, and can they make this the last possession? Can they get something off the end of it? It's all going to come down to these last few seconds. Here's Slukas. Slukas waiting. There's a collision. Now then, away goes Walkup. Spanoulis is trying to get round the backside. Then Walkup banks it in inside the final second. A stunning play from Thomas Walkup. What a turnaround again from Zalgiris Kaunas. The comeback kids, have they done it again? What an incredible moment this is. Slukas misses out. Walkup keeps his cool under fire, banks it in to surely win the game. Absolutely brilliant from Thomas Walkup. Well, have they found a way to win it again? It looks like it. It really does. This is just incredible. Walkup has to hang it up there. Jean-Charles is perfectly placed, but just look at that. Floating it up, banking it in, and breaking Olympiacos' hearts. Well, he started it, and boy, did Thomas Walkup finish it. That could be one of the defining plays of the season for Zalgiris Kaunas. What a comeback this has been. Well, how many lead changes have we had in this game? Could we yet find another one? It would be a miracle for Olympiacos now. Thomas Walkup with an absolute moment of individual brilliance, creating the turnover, then banking it in. What a finish. And don't forget the big play earlier. Let's set it up. The last act of this one, and he's open. Oh, he's not. It's knocked down by Grigonis. That will do it. Oh, my goodness me. What a dramatic game. They've done it again. Well, Zalgiris in round one beat Olympiacos in the dying seconds. And they've completed it again here. With less than a second to go, Thomas Walkup comes up with a game winner. Zalgiris have now won 7 out of their last 8 against Olympiacos, 6 in a row at home. Their winning streak at the Zalgirio carries on. Yorgos Bartzokas, I think, can't quite believe what's happened. What an extraordinary finish. It really looked like those threes from Spanoulis and Printezis had broken this fourth quarter wide open late on. Somehow, they've come back from 7 points down late in the fourth, and they pulled something out of the fire. Thomas Walkup with the game-winning moment, though. It's all over. What a game. Zalgiris Kaunas have won it, 81-79. Olympiacos stunned. Well, time to unravel the identity of the player of the game, and it has to be the big man in the middle, Geoffrey Lauvergne, who was just a constant nuisance for them, picking up 7 rebounds and also converting 9 of his 12 up close and making some huge plays at the business end of the fourth quarter as well. That big flush off the Rubit outlet pass there kept him alive.
So, Geoffrey, congrats with the victory. Congrats with a hard-fought victory here in Kaunas. What guys led to the victory when you guys were down -7 points at the end of the game?
I don't know. You know, we just keep fighting very hard and we keep believing in our chance. And okay, things go well at the end, but I think we can be very proud.
The first half was all about the offense, no defense for both of the teams.
Yeah.
What were the key aspects when defending Olympiacos in the second half?
I don't know, you know, we just sit back and watch the score, and we were like, it's a little bit too much at the halftime. So we find a way to play better defense second half. We still have done some mistake for sure, but okay, now we won. What to do?
What could be the level of emotions when you make that score-tying dunk at the end of the game?
No, I was glad, but when Thomas tipped the ball, I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then he scored. Amazing, man. Really, it's we live for this kind of game, you know. Like this is amazing feeling.
Merci beaucoup. Congrats. Thank you.
Well, it was another thrilling finish, wasn't it? And this man was so instrumental in it. Just look at that stat sheet, 21 points, so efficient again, up close. The free throws again contributed for Zalgiris. Really is a little weapon for them. 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Martin Schiller is always very, very cool. I wonder what his analysis of this game will sound like.
Coach, first of all, congrats with the victory. At one point, Zalgiris was down by 7 points in the end of the game. What led to your team's victory during that last stretch of that good stretch?
First of all, thank you very much. I thought the guys were really focused. You know, it was like this, the momentum was clearly on their side. And then 3.5 minutes to go, they were still focused. You know, it's only 7 points, so you got to keep the focus, possession. And then we got a little bit lucky, but that's part of the game. You know, I thought the guys deserved getting a little bit lucky. I thought the steal by Walkup was pretty big down the stretch, and the athletic play by Grigonis was pretty big too.
We talked about the importance of good defense in the second half. How happy were you with that in the second half?
The guys adjusted. We adjusted something that was hurting us a lot in the first half. The guys adjusted well most of the time. So, you know, I congratulate them.
Before this game, we talked a lot about Kostas Lukas, how important he is in this team. He made a lot of tough shots today, but you have to be happy about the defense against him today, or not?
Yeah, those shots are just tough. You know, the next thing I think, which is very impressive, is like, you know, you've got Spanoulis. You know, like he just comes. He didn't play the first half, then or the first quarter. Then he comes, and then at the end of the day, he comes to play. You know, I mean, he's a legend. Plays are called after him. You know. Actions are called after him. You know, if basketball plays are called after a player, then you're a legend. He came to play at the end, but again, like, you know, we withheld. We did a great job. I'm really happy for the guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Happy to get out of there with the W, isn't he? This is how their shot zone looks. The three-point shooting today, 10 of 24, 21 of 33 inside, 19 points off turnovers as well. But the man who effectively won it for them is the man who had the steal and the layup right at the death, Thomas Walkup.
Thomas, can we just break it down, that last possession of Olympiacos when you stole the ball and you made that game-winning basket? What was rushing through your head during these moments?
You know, we had a foul to give there at the end, and you know, if you're going to take a foul, at least try and steal the ball. So that's what I did. The rest were letting us play all game, and you know, got my hand on the ball, and then I took a peek at the clock to see how much time we had left, so I had plenty of time, and just tried to get up on the rim.
You're talking about that like talking about breakfast in the morning, but what does that tell about the team's character? Because at the end of the game, you were down by 7 points, but you still guys won the game after coming back to the game.
Yeah, I mean, in my 3 years here, we've been down late, we've been up late, we've been come from big deficit, and we play with a large deficit. So we've kind of been in every you know, situation possible. So we're an experienced team, and I thought we did a great job of showing that tonight.
Are you expecting the water shower here in the locker room? No?
I don't know. The game's over, so whatever happens to uni happens to uni. Who cares?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, this is where it happened. This is where this one was won and lost. Thomas Walkup with the steal. Thomas Walkup under pressure, getting the shot away despite the efforts of Spanoulis on the backside. Livio Jean-Charles, who couldn't have played it much better defensively either, but he's got the elevation, he's banked it in, and he's won the game. A huge, huge moment. As he said, a little peek at the clock. He saw he had plenty of time. Well, that dropped with less than a second to go. And Zalgiris have done it again. These big late comebacks, they're in their DNA. Walkup stats, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? If he didn't play until that last 15 seconds, he was still a game winner tonight. 5 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, and a game-winning shot. Well, a look at some of the big moments. Kostas Sloukas had a couple of big three-pointers early. Martin Schiller said, don't worry, we're okay. And Sasha Vezenkov was going to work up close. Lauvergne got some foul trouble early, managed his game so well second half, though, didn't he? Olivier Jean-Charles. Big game for him. Augustin Rubin making his plays. Tezis, Spanoulis, always keeping things ticking over. Shaq McKissic saying, well, how do we keep this Lauvergne guy quiet? Well, that was a big play there. Yeah, Grigonis with the foul. Spanoulis just came off the bench and said, you know what? This is what I can do. Lauvergne came up big time as well in the clutch. And then the big moment. Sloukas had his pocket picked. Walkup said, I'm going to win this game. And that's exactly what he did. They've done it again. The comeback kids, the cardiac kids of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague have pinched another one right at the death. 81-79. How big could that be in the race for the playoffs? Look at the numbers that matter. Look at all those rebounds. In the end, the turnovers didn't hurt them. And Zalgiris, well, this is one of those games where you just look at it and say, doesn't matter what about the stats, just look at the final score. It was a huge win because it's so congested. Fenerbahce had a comeback. There's no stopping them at the moment. They won at CSKA. Zalgiris with the home win streak, still playing in Belgrade. Barcelona with a big lead in the fourth quarter. And that looks like a nailed-on road win. And Baskonia and Alba Berlin will conclude round 21. Well, the standings then look like this, and this is how big it is for the losing team. Olympiacos drop out of the top 8 now. Zalgiris actually now moving above Bayern Munich. Fenerbahce moving through ominously, but just look how congested. From 6th, Zalgiris, down to 12th, Maccabi. Just 2 games separate those two teams. That is going to be a scrap right down to the finish. And it's a scrap that could even see Milan and Real Madrid get dragged into it. It is so wide open. Well, what a conclusion to our regular season we're going to have. It's going to be some dramatic stuff. And it'll all start next week when Olympiacos will visit one of those teams that's ahead of them in the standings right now. Can they get back to winning ways in the fashion capital of the world, Milan? And Zalgiris start a swing through Spain. 4 of their next 5 games on the road in Spain at Valencia. Well, that wraps it up from the Zalgiris Arena.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with